Today, Precarious plays Stardew Valley!
How many of these things need to go to the bundles?
One of the amethysts. Probably that pearl, that garnet maybe. You have a peridot?
Alright, fuck you.
I got you with joke reference. Haha, I said it so smoothly and you were so stunned. You were like, what is he talking about? Is he insane? Am I insane? Oh god, are we looking at different menus?
Okay, I'm gonna take a little walk to the community center today, I think.
Are we in different parallel timelines?
Okay, I need to smelt some things.
What things? And for what purpose?
I need to smelt iron ore because it is always useful. Same thing
The
for the copper.
blue rock. Don't you need blue rock? Not that one, frozen geode.
Yeah, I need a frozen geode.
Or no, I think you need one of the tiers. One of the tiny little teardrop shaped ones.
Let's look. Here.
Okay.
Let me let you look because you're very efficient going through menus.
Okay, I got this. So it's probably this one. Yeah, you need one of the tiny little teardrops. Okay, done. You don't actually have to take the geode to bank it if you don't want to. But do a thing, because we started the show.
I'm doing a thing. What do you think I'm doing? Sitting on my ass? I mean, I
What do you think I'm doing? Not playing Stardew Valley?
Yeah,
This is the game, folks.
This is the game, guys.
Or it can be. I thought you said you had like 1 million sap, and all I see is 4. Well, fuck me. I spoke too soon. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, look at that. The stacks only go up to 999. For some reason, I thought it was 1,000. And that always was weird to me, like why you would bother putting space in for the extra character to accommodate 1,000. But then not
So this is
just go up to
gonna
999.
improve the quality of your crops, right?
What I think it actually does is it just increases the chance that it's gonna grow up to be a silver or gold. And I would just, do them in bundles of 9. Normally you just want to use fertilizer either on crops that grow repeatedly, in which case it is a fantastic financial decision, or you want to do it specifically when you're trying to roll for gold crops for the quality bundle.
Okay, I need to water stuff, so I'm gonna put this back up here and put my sword down here.
You don't need to. You don't need to do any of this shit. You can light the whole thing on fire. It was a gift, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do with my gifts. I light them on fire.
You don't?
No.
Someone hasn't been playing enough RimWorld. There, how do you like that segue? That was much smoother than the last one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about RimWorld.
Okay, I feel like I got that from you.
I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna just jump right in. Many people, like RimWorld was actually recommended to me on the basis that it was similar to Dwarf Fortress. It is similar to Dwarf Fortress in that if you were to divide titles by planet, they would definitely be in the same star system, like the same solar system, and they may occupy the same planet.
Oh, messy.
But they would be on completely different planes, like different continents, or Dwarf Fortress would be like deep under the crust, like some sort of ancient beast, and RimWorld would be standing proudly on the surface for all to see. I really like RimWorld. So
I'm getting the feeling.
this is one of the big differences, which I actually I personally prefer the way it happens in RimWorld. Dwarf Fortress, if you're playing it sort of stock, like if you're just playing with like the default rules, the way the game comes out of the non-existent box, it pushes you constantly towards having a bigger and bigger population.
Right.
Until you wind up with dozens and dozens of dwarves. It's a little difficult to grow too attached to any one of them, you know, unless something silly or tragic happens, or if you play like I do and you go into the configuration files and you set a much lower limit to the number of dwarves that can join you.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the number of dwarves that I normally set it down to is sort of closer to what RimWorld just expects you to
manage.
have.
That's funny.
But RimWorld, you wind up learning all of your colonists or tribesmen's names and their preferences and their relationships. And you can harvest that with the scythe, which you don't have with you. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Sometimes I take things
Right.
out of the bar.
Yeah, I got you. I know.
Got me.
Got you. You can make a seed maker now. Have you looked at that?
There's so much this game, I can't. So no. I mean, like I saw.
It's pretty pricey from what I remember, but it winds up being... I almost feel like it might have been a misstep, the way it works in this game. Just because you can effectively cut Pierre's shop out of most of your business. Like, the only thing that you have to go to him for is, like, trees and grass starters and maybe, like, flooring. But after a certain point, you can just wind up, like, not having to deal with that local business anymore, which seems sort of... It runs counter to what I think the game is trying to do with, like, the community center and a lot of its messages. Anyway, so in RimWorld, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story about Levi the dog. And by Levi the dog, I actually mean Levi the very nearly feral Timberwolf, who became the mascot of my first colony, which is still going, by the way.
Cool.
But Levi was a cold, hungry Timberwolf in an area that didn't have nearly enough food for a carnivore, right? Technically, I suppose he's an omnivore, but he was preferring to eat like foods, right? Like meat foods, meat stuff. So I had an overabundance of meat, which is why he didn't have enough meat, because I had been hunting before he arrived. So I had one of my animal trainers, my best one, at a moderate risk. Like, I think it was like if you fail your animal check, there's a percentage chance that the animals, if they're particularly wild, they might turn on you and attack.
Yeah.
But it's pretty low, even for really wild animals. There's a wildness percentage that gives you like a rough idea of how hard they're going to be to train and manage and how much dirt they spread around as they move around the base. I'm pretty sure he was like 75% wild, which is pretty dang wild, right?
Yeah.
So I had my best handler go out there, and it was like, oh, there's a 2.5% chance that he'll start trying to eat your face if you fail.
Yeah.
And it took a couple of days. It took a few tries and a big stack of meat. And then Levi was like, yeah, sure, I'll come and live with you guys. And that's...
He's like, how much stack of meat? How big stack of meat? Oh, okay.
And that's where I started to learn everything about animals. Like, I learned how much they spread shit fucking everywhere. If you go up to 18, that'll give you 27. Is that what you were going for? Okay. So... Although you should scroll away from them so you don't, I don't know, like throw them on the ground or something. Okay. So that's when I started, now that I had a pet, I actually had to learn about all of the stuff. So I started making kibble. I started figuring out the most effective way to make kibble. Like the best way. It really is sort of a combination of like any kind of meat and then hay, I think, is the best way. That gives you the most bang for your buck, I think. If I'm remembering it correctly. So I wound up with kibble, and then I realized, oh, well, wait. He's tracking fucking dirt and shit everywhere. So I had to figure out animal zones. So he was restricted to a certain spot, and I realized that he wasn't doing much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was just sort of lazing around, waiting to be fed. But then I realized that other animals, like rabbits and stuff, were eating my crops in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucked. So I expanded his allowed area to my fields, and then Levi started hunting all of, like, the rabbits and rats that would enter my fields. So I was learning all of this really cool stuff just by, like, this whim of, like, I wonder if I can tame a timber wolf, right?
Uh-huh.
And then tragedy struck. Tragedy struck. Not Levi alone. The entire colony. When, from space, a wrecked ship containing a rogue AI fell from space and landed in my fields. And it started freezing the environment around it. And it's slowly expanding this zone of cold. And it started emitting psychic pulses that would slowly drive my colonists mad. So I acted quickly, and I put a wall around the crashed ship.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to have to wait until next time to hear the resolution of the story. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking Timberwolf, who cares about that?